Hello and welcome to your daily crypto news. Today we are going to be looking at the markets. We're going to be looking at Warren Buffett, the entertainment world, Nano, and Qash. So if you haven't done so already, good, click the subscribe button, follow us along on the channel. We're growing every day. Big shout out to all our subscribers. You guys are like family to us. We appreciate you. So head on over to CoinMarketCap right now. The market cap is at 432 billion. We've dropped quite a bit. We were hovering around 470 billion just a few days ago. So we've hit the $10,000 level with Bitcoin, and we've tested it and found we were not worthy.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
So now let's look at the top 10. Everything is down except for EOS. So EOS, after quite the pump it had, it has returned to the $17 levels. I expect it probably will go back up as Bitcoin rises, but for right now, it's not rising. So it's down 2%. It's testing right around the $9,200, $9,300 level. We haven't dipped below 9,200 from what I've seen. So hopefully we will be able to head back up to 10,000 here soon. As you look through, pretty much it's like a bloody day today. Again, 2 days in a row. So look at the biggest winners of the day. The biggest winners are Bitcoin Dark, which we looked at last week. As you know, they don't even have a working website. So we predicted it was a pump and dump last week or earlier in the week. And as you look here at their chart, you'll see it did just that. So it has climbed a little bit. I expect it to go back down. So it doesn't really seem to be a whole lot good with that coin. So Funfair is also up. Ontology. Funfair is one that I like. It is trying to disrupt the online gambling industry. So keep an eye on that one. It's up considerably. I actually do not have any position in it. I did it one time. I wish I did today. So biggest losers. You know, the good thing about the losers as we look down here is we see everything is in the red pretty much. I mean, there's about 12 or 13 winners. Nothing is down over 10% except Factum, and it's really barely. So we don't have any like plungers. Everything was pretty much just steady decline over, ever since Bitcoin started falling. So let's head on over to the entertainment world, and we will watch this clip here that was from last night's Silicon Valley episode. I'll have to bleep out some of the words. We're a clean channel, just so you know.
There are very few things that I will defend with true passion. Medical marijuana, the biblical Satan as a metaphor for rebellion against tyranny, and cryptocurrency.
So, last night on the episode, if you guys don't follow Silicon Valley, which I do not, it's a show I'd love to watch. I just don't have time because I'm too busy making videos. But, basically they have an ICO that they're trying to launch on the show right now. It's called the Piper coin, I believe. And, we're seeing crypto more mainstream, but at the same time, the sentiments I've gathered from the episodes by reading some reviews and stuff is they're really kind of showing ICOs in a negative fashion. If you feel differently, drop us a comment and let us know. I'm just telling you what the reviews say. So it's good because it's exposure. I'll take exposure. They say any publicity is good publicity. Also, last night on the show Billions, they had a snippet where they talked about the Ledger wallet, which was also really cool. So we're seeing these kind of cutting edge channels, HBO, and Showtime really show a side of cryptocurrency that most people watching those shows has not seen. And so I think that's really exciting. Mainstream. We're looking for mainstream. When I make memes on our Instagram, sometimes they're not even really funny. It's just merging something like The Simpsons or The Family Guy, something that's mainstream with cryptocurrency. It's kind of just trying to wear down the population out there until they figure out that cryptocurrency is here to stay. So let's look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett says he was wrong about Google and Amazon. So he said, revered investor Warren Buffett admitted at Berkshire Hathaway's annual shareholder meeting Saturday that I made the wrong decisions when he passed up investments in Amazon and Google, now Alphabet. It's a mistake he made because he stuck to his longtime investing principles, and that might mean it's time to update those ideas. Also, at the same meeting, he said that cryptocurrency is a passing fad. He called it rat poison. It was either him or the vice president of his company. Both of them are extremely against cryptocurrency, and yet in the same breath, in the same meeting, he's telling people that he was wrong about Amazon and Google. He just showed, old man yelling at Bitcoin. We talked about it the other day. That's what he looks like. So hopefully he can just kind of fade out into the darkness, and we don't have to hear anything else from him again. He is becoming an enemy of cryptocurrency. So he's rich. He probably doesn't care. But, personally, I don't like what he's doing. So we have this tweet on Nano. I just thought it was interesting. It says, Nano reminds me of the early Bitcoin days. At first, nobody cared. Then it got really popular because the old system failed, transaction fees, which would have been back around December. Then there was a huge exchange heist and people lost trust, referring to BitGrail. Guess what's next? I was just talking with a friend yesterday about this, who he believes in Nano a lot. And, for me, I also am a believer in what Nano is doing, but they just can't seem to get over the hump. So maybe if you just follow this roadmap, how Nano compares to Bitcoin, maybe they're about to have a breakout. I don't really know. Like I said, I love what Nano is doing. I love what we talked about with the Nanomate a couple weeks ago, which isn't officially sponsored by Nano. But, I'm just not really sure where Nano is going to go from here. But, only time will tell. So this story was on Reddit about Qash. That's Qash with a Q. And basically just going over an overview of what it is. I want to kind of talk a little bit about it because it relates to something we talked about in our 6 undervalued coin review from yesterday. And it's basically that, well, we looked at Polymath or Polymath. I'm going to figure out the right way to say it the next time, I promise. But what it's trying to do is it's trying to make it easier for institutional money to launch their own tokens, but they're going to be security tokens. So they're secured, regulated, much safer than pretty much what we're dealing with right now in cryptocurrency, but yet they will be their own forms of cryptocurrency. Because what we're seeing is there's a lot of institutional money, like NASDAQ said they want to get into trading it. Goldman Sachs said they wanted to get into trading it. So many different large financial institutions are talking about getting into it, and there's not an easy transition. So Polymath is trying to make that transition easier for them to launch tokens, while Qash is trying to make that transition easier for large financial institutions to solve the problem of liquidity so they can have the money to put into cryptocurrency. And I just think that I wanted to read this part to you right here. Governments and global financial institutions still retain the vast majority of power and resources. A crypto future threatens their very existence, so we should expect these institutions will come out swinging. They'll create their own centralized digital currencies, manipulate markets, attack decentralized projects and regulations, and FUD, and more. Eventually, however, governments and banks will realize decentralized currencies like Bitcoin and others are here to stay, and they will FOMO into the space. When these institutions finally start purchasing cryptocurrencies, the incoming flood of capital is going to make the run-up in December of 2017 seem insignificant. That's how we're going to get to these super large numbers. And Qash is one kind of transitional piece to help these large financial institutions get into cryptocurrency. So that's going to be good for us who are early adopters and have a lot of positions and have a lot of holding. It's going to be bad for people who are going to basically miss the boat. It's going to be, at some point, trading crypto is going to be probably no different than trading stocks. You get a 2 to 4% gain, you'll be really happy with that. The volatility one day will pretty much be gone for the simple reason that for cryptocurrency to become something that's tradable and has value, you can't buy an ice cream one day with, half a Bitcoin and the next day it costs 2 Bitcoins. I know that's far-fetched considering how much they cost. I'm just giving you guys an example. You want to know that every day you're going to pay basically the same. You'll expect some inflation over time, but when that happens, we're going to stop seeing large gains. That's why we're all early adopters. That's why if you're holding bags right now, you can go ahead and keep holding them and be confident that you are going to make money. Of course, nothing on my channel is financial advice, only my personal opinion, but that's what I believe about you. I believe you are going to cash out. So if you're thinking about getting into cryptocurrency, my personal opinion is you still have time to do it. At some point, the door is going to close, though, and once it closes, it's going to be a really sad day. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope you've enjoyed the news. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow us along. Watch our 6 undervalued coins review from yesterday. Thought that was a really good video that we did with a lot of really important information for you regarding some different coins. So that was your daily crypto news.